Hey everyone, so I'm back again with another video. This time around I have another entry in my quest for Digimon series. Like I've mentioned in every entry in this video series, I will be showing off all the Digimon stuff that I find that I'm adding to my collection. Anything from toys to books to video games to anything, really anything at all that's Digimon related will all be featured in this video series. And this time around, I have a decent set of stuff to show you guys. So at first, I thought, well, I'm not finding much. I might just make a video on this one item, and it was kind of sucky, but I ended up just putting it off to the side and thinking about just waiting a little bit longer. And luckily enough, I found a very nice set of stuff here to show you guys as well. But first off, this one toy that I found, I got this at a Value Village in a bag of other stuff. But when I saw it, and sadly it is missing a lot of parts to it because it was one of the Season 2 digivolving egg toys. Like I forget what they were exactly called, but they were basically the ones that digivolved from the egg form to the sort of champion form of that egg. And this one here would have been a very cool one, but it's missing a lot of pieces. It's missing basically its outer sort of shell, and it's missing a lot of accessory pieces. Basically, all the weapon sort of blade things that attach to its feet and hands, they're all gone, which kind of sucks, but it was something, and at least there were other things in the bag with this that I did want to get. So this was sort of just an added bonus. But this one here, if I remember again, was called something like Shurimon, something like that. Basically based off of Shuriken. As you can tell, he has like a giant fake Shuriken on his back there. But he would also hold ones in his hands and on the bottoms of his feet as well. But as you can tell, it's missing a lot of pieces to that figure. But the rest of the stuff I'm going to show you guys was in amazing shape. In total, I paid $30 for this set of stuff that I'm going to show you guys right now. I'm going to start out with this one toy here because I honestly don't even know if it is a Digimon toy or not. It doesn't look like it is a Digimon. I don't see Bandai branding on this anywhere, but it is vaguely familiar, so I'm holding on to it anyways. It's this toy here. It's missing its right wing, but that's it there. It looks kind of like some kind of demon, sort of satanic representation of something, but I really can't tell what that is. There's a symbol there on his chest, but again, I barely even recognize what this might be. But the rest of the stuff, guaranteed Digimon, and some pretty decent ones as well. I'm going to start out with the little minifigures. These are the 1.5-inch figures. There's a Saber Leomon, but one of his tusks is kind of bent out of shape, which sucks a little bit on that, but oh well. Next is Halsamon. And then a little minifigure of Shurimon, as he should have been. And sorry if I did get that name wrong. I'm trying to remember it right now, but it comes and goes, really. This one here is a little minifigure of Dromon, and I suppose this was the sort of worst representation out of all four of these minifigures. Kind of looks just blah, and it looks like it's missing a lot of paint details on it. It's hard to tell with the glare, but that's it from the back, and that's it from the front. Now moving on to the more interesting figures here. In this set, I suppose At first, I didn't quite notice what kind of figures these were going to be. I thought maybe they were just mini figures that didn't do much, like these ones here that are just solid lumps of plastic. But apparently, I was very mistaken, and these here are all, if I remember correctly, the 3-inch action figures. They each have an action feature on it. The first one I'm going to show you guys here is Weregarurumon, right there, and his action feature is that he has a button on his back that makes his robotic arm swing up and down. The next one is Digimon, and his feature is a button on his back that makes his arms move out front, but they sort of swing separately of each other and then eventually end up misaligned, as you can see there, but oh well. Next one is this Weregarurumon figure, whose feature is kind of uh, lame, I suppose, compared to the other ones. His sort of back wing shield thing sort of rotates around, and his arms are supposed to move up, but they don't quite move that far up every time. But it's still a nice little figure. And the last one of these sort of 3-inch figures is this Garurumon figure. That's actually pretty decent. I do like the representation of Garurumon here, and its feature is that you flick a switch on its back, and its wings go up and down. But it is kind of finicky, and it does stick a little bit. But I mean, it's about 20 years old at this point, so you gotta cut it some slack. But it is still a pretty nice feature and a pretty nice figure as well. Now, there are just 2 more items left to show you guys out of this set. Again, I paid $30 for all these, not including this figure right here that was purchased separately. I forgot to even mention that I got these on Kijiji. I got it on a Kijiji deal for $30. I just randomly went on Kijiji, looked up Digimon stuff, see if anything's been posted, and I see this set posted about a week ago. I think it was maybe 6 days at the point at which I had seen it, and I was like, guaranteed this stuff is gone. It doesn't really last long online here locally, so I thought, you know what, I'll give it a try. And I messaged him. He still has everything, and I managed to meet up with him today and pick up everything for $30. And pretty much the reason why I agreed to pay the $30 for this stuff was because of these last 2 figures here as well. The first of these 2 figures I'm going to show you guys is one that I already have. It is in nicer condition, definitely a lot cleaner, and a lot less sort of scuffed up. This is the one I'm going to be keeping, and the other one that I have, I will try to trade it or sell it off, see whatever I can do with it, because I really don't need 2 of the same thing. It's a Growlmon figure. This one, I believe, is supposed to be of the 5-inch series. It's obviously a lot larger than the other ones I was just talking about. And this one's halfway decent. I do like the articulation on this figure. It just doesn't really have much of an action feature to it, or anything sort of transforming or really special about it. It's mainly just a pretty decent figure with a lot of points of articulation. But it is still a pretty nice figure, and I do like the Guilmon sort of evolution line, or whatever you want to call it. So I was really happy to see that in there as well. But again, it's something that I already have, so I'm going to be trying to get rid of that one right there. But the main ticket item here, the thing that I wanted the most, the absolute most out of all of these, was this figure right here. I'm trying to collect all of the digivolving figures from the sort of original set. I think there were either 5 or 6 figures in total. I currently have um, I think I have like three of them mostly complete, and then one sort of part to the collection is the uh, digivolving Garurumon to Weregarurumon, if I remember correctly. I should have probably looked up his name beforehand. But yeah, in this form, it's his ultimate form, who looks more like a sort of biker werewolf, shirtless guy with um, God, what do they call it? Brass knuckles or whatever. And it is a pretty decent figure. I do like the way that they sort of got rid of the sort of Garurumon features in the sort of wolf mode, uh, sort of hidden away into the ultimate, more humanoid form in this figure. A lot of these Digivolving figures just didn't really look all that nice once they were transformed, especially the uh, Greymon to Metal Greymon figure. That one there just it looked ugly, and even the Patamon to Angemon figure only looks decent in the Patamon mode. If you try putting it in the Angemon mode, it looks like a mess from the back. But this figure here, I suppose, is definitely the best figure in both forms. It definitely looks like somewhat like a wolf in wolf mode, in champion mode, I suppose, and then in ultimate mode, it does look fairly representative of the character design, even though it looks kind of a little bit out of proportion on the top there. It still looks fairly consistent with the source material, I suppose. But yeah, I saw that there amongst the rest of this stuff, and considering that this guy would not be willing to part anything separately, I had to just go ahead and buy it all together. Sometimes that's what you're sort of forced to do if you really want something. You got to buy some other stuff as well just to seal the deal. But again, it's amazing to even find Digimon stuff in this day and age, especially from the earlier stuff, the stuff that I really wanted as a kid but was not able to get. Whenever I do find these figures now, I'm just very happy to find them in any condition, and especially when they're in near mint condition, it's even better. Uh, to be honest, this figure here is just missing a portion of its tail. It's hard to tell, but you can see the hole there where the rest of the tail sort of clipped onto it, but that's been lost to time. But otherwise, the rest of the figure is there. Very happy with everything that I have found. This is actually a pretty decent set of toys. Most of them were in, I want to say, 95% condition or better. So I'm very happy to, again, to add these to my collection. And as always, leave comments in the comment section below. Anything you'd like to say, comments, questions, suggestions, ideas, anything at all, just leave it in the comment section below, and I will get back to you as soon as I possibly can. Check out my Facebook, Twitter, and website. They're all linked in the description below, and also linked in the description below is a link to my 500 subscribers contest. Check that out as well if you'd like. And that's it. See ya.